That's interesting. The chat box isn't, I can't see where it is on the options at the moment. It's, I don't know. Okay. Back to, sorry about this. I'm just trying to, oh, it's there. Hopefully, hi. Hopefully you can hear me. Am I unmuted? Yes, I am unmuted. The camera is on. Just going to put the link in the copy invitation. Okay. Hello. Yeah, it's working. Just sort the camera out. Okay. So hi. Sorry about that. I had to try and fiddle with the controls and stuff. So hi, welcome to the stream. I think it's slightly behind on YouTube. You're welcome to now join the Zoom. The link is in the chat box. And then we shall start with an introduction. Somebody entered the Zoom. I can't see them. Are you there? Dan, I think it was. Dan. Where? Oh, participants. Dan entered the chat. Dan is gone. Dan has left the building. Okay. But yeah, you're welcome to join before I start the introduction, or join after to ask questions. I'll just get rid of it while I do the intro. I've only got short legs, but still, this space is quite small. My knees begin to hurt after a while. I'll try and stretch my little legs out. But yes, welcome. So yeah, I had to change the time to 5:30 because my kids are doing this class until 5, so I have to go and get them, bring them back. So yeah, I've made it 5:30. That's for both Tuesday and Thursday, just to keep it the same time. So it's going to be 5:30 moving forward. So and for the Tuesday group, there's a link put up in the community tab on my YouTube channel on Tuesday. So you join via that link. And for Thursdays, you just join through YouTube at 5:30. So just to be clear, to ask questions, you can join the Zoom and ask questions there. Or you can write questions in the YouTube chat box and I will read them and answer them through that way, through that method. Yeah. So The title is A Recognition That Can't Be Had. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice title. So, what's being spoken about in non-duality is something so beautiful. And I don't know why it's beautiful, it just is beautiful. What's being spoken about is this of that which isn't a thing, that which isn't a thing. And that actually is actually is whole recognition is of that is looking through, animating everything, isn't actually a thing. And so it's not a, it's alive and full, but it's empty. It's not a thing. It's totally empty, and yet it's vibrant and everything. It's totally empty. Way I can describe it. The most simplest and the most direct way I can describe it. Has my screen frozen? It hasn't frozen on Zoom, but it has in the YouTube. I can see. Yeah, it has in YouTube. Hmm. I'm not sure why it froze in YouTube, why it's freezing in YouTube, but it's fine on Zoom. Um, so this is the recognition. This is the waking up. Oh, okay, thank you. And so it's this empty fullness that is what's being pointed to. It's what's being resonated. It's what's resonating. And this is what the person, the imaginary person, is hungry for. This is what's being looked for. Kind of weird because it's what's being looked for. That person that's seeking is looking for this empty fullness, this love, this rest. It's looking for it, but it can't possibly, due to the nature of what it is, it can't possibly find this. It can't possibly have this. It can't possibly know this. It can't possibly touch this. And actually, due to its nature, it doesn't want this. It's a really bizarre thing. I do feel there's a longing for this, a genuine longing for rest, for love. But at the same time, it's a seeker. It's seeking. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't. It also isn't genuinely wanting this as well. The seeker wants to seek for something, but I do feel there is a genuine longing as well. And the great news about non-duality, great thing about non-duality is that that which is looked for it is it's totally available. It's totally all there is. Like it's not a hidden thing. It's here. It's this. It's fully open, fully available. That's the beauty of this. What's being pointed to isn't something that you need to go out and work for and earn and all these kinds of things. It's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's actually the pot of gold is here. It's like the pot of gold is like full of abundance here of that is wanted. It's the abundance of it is phenomenal. It's all there is that empty fullness. There's no rationing of it. And this is the joy and the love and the It's right here. It's right here. So, so what is happening then to give the impression that it's not here, that it's not already complete? So it seems as if the experience, what I mean by that is the thoughts and the feelings. So the experience of being a person, the experience of being a narrative of someone, the thinking, the thoughts around being someone seem to be seem to become so strong. And so big, believed in, and so overpower everything. So they seem to be the prime. And all the energy and the interest is going to this character, this person, all of the ideas about its world, its reality, its story, its history, its future, its problems, its all of its stuff. That seems to be the main performance that is on the screen or is of interest. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was a the internet went off. Hopefully YouTube will reconnect in a moment. Do I have to refresh it or something? Do you think? Let's press live. I don't know. Let's just give it a minute because YouTube is often it's behind anyway, so just give it a minute. Oh, is it back? Okay, it's back on YouTube now. Yeah, it's back on YouTube now. So to carry on. So it believes in itself, it believes that story of someone, whether it be anything, like it's an executive in a high-powered job and or not, and trying to get to that position of being a high-powered executive, or it's, you know, in spirituality, in non-duality, wanting to wake up. It's this story of someone that seems to be so hypnotic and so believed in. And so invested in and believed in. But what non-duality is doing is pointing out the not trueness of that reality, that thought-based reality. Pointing out the not truthness of that. It's pointing out the 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 like there's a belief that that story of someone is true, and it's actually what's happening, and it's actually who you are, and there's this energetic belief in it and holding to it, and the hope is that that's gonna at some point work out. You're gonna work it out enough, you're gonna sort it out enough, you're gonna become a better person enough, you're gonna get the promotion enough, and you're gonna get the acceptance enough, the love enough to then feel, oh, okay, I've made it work, I found happiness in it. I'll get married, have the kids, I'll get the best job, I'll career, I'll whatever it is. There's this belief and hope in it. There's that investment in it, and it's just never gonna fulfill anything. It may give temporary pleasure and temporary fulfillment, but it's always going to be this movement to it, this seeking in it to find the next thing and the next thing, because you can't really feel that feeling of something's not right, something's lacking, something's missing. It's constant treadmill, hamster wheel that the story of you is on or is. And so non-duality beautifully is pointing out the whole dynamic of that structure of someone. And it's beautifully pointing out that what is looked for actually isn't something, isn't some experience or pleasure or object. It isn't something what is actually wanted and longed for. It's not time. You can have it's this movement back, like back out of that story. Energetic back out of that story. Putting it is this dissolving, collapsing, dissolving of this energy that's invested in that story, the collapsing of that, and there is this natural backness. It's not really back, but I mean, how do you describe it? It's not it's not in the dream. It's not in the story. It's not in that movement. Yeah. So it may seem a bit abrupt or something, or a bit flat to that person, to that perspective of someone, because that energy has been so invested in it. It wants to move somewhere, it wants to keep moving forward. And so the question usually is, what do I do? What do I do then? What do I do? What steps can I take to get closer to this? How can I move towards this? And I think in other types of I don't know, other types of pointing, teachings, non-dualities, I don't know. But I think usually the person is given something, a practice or something it can do to occupy itself or give. They usually assign something. Just to give that energy something to be chewing on while they're listening to this subject, while this is unfolding, while this is happening. I don't really know what I feel about that. It could be a beneficial thing, but the pointing is always the same. So whether you are doing a practice, mantra, I don't know, different types of things, the pointing of this is always that which is free, that which is already free, that which is looking, that empty fullness that is. And there can't really be a practicing to this. It is. So the practicing may have benefits for um, calming down the energy or something. Like going to therapy, it can help to undo some of the storylines that have maybe not been resolved or healed, which can make the experience, the stories better. The story of healing is better than the story of not healed. Getting a resolution, like closure on something, is better than not having resolution or closure. So you can improve that, improve the human experience, improve the stories. I mean, but this pointing to what isn't a story, that which isn't in time, isn't in a thought or a feeling or an experience. Mm. Yeah, so you're welcome to ask any questions. You can now join the Zoom again. If you'd like to join, or you can ask questions in the YouTube chat box. Apologies for the glitchy stream this evening. I hope the chat still works. It was disconnected during the disconnection, and it hasn't said reconnected, so maybe it's not working. Can someone just put something in the chat, just something, so I can see if it's actually working. Because the Zoom screen is still saying preparing live stream, so I don't know whether if after the connection dropped, whether it's affected the um live streaming. I'm thinking it probably has now. Oh, someone's entering Zoom. Oh, admit. Oh. Hi, Sebastian. Can you put your camera? Well, let me admit you again. What happened there? Hi. Do you know is the chat working okay? Are you watching on YouTube? Can you unmute? I can't hear you. If you want to. Is the chat YouTube working okay?
Yes, it's working.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know whether it was streaming or not. I just didn't know. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're free to unmute now if you don't want to ask a question. If you do, then you can ask the question. Oh. Do you have a question before we end the stream? Oh, is he still there? You don't have to, but if you want to, let me know before I end the stream if you want to ask a question or not. Because I can't tell.
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Thank you. There's no questions in chat either, so maybe that's the end of the stream. Yeah. Oh yeah, lots of love. Thank you for thank you. Yeah. See you next time.